Alright, so I'm out here and I had one more thought about a possible continuity break, and that's this wire right here, which connects one side of the coil over here to the condenser. And I thought, there's a slim chance that that wire could be broken, and that could be messing with me. But when I come over here, tap the black lead to that wire, and I got the red lead up in the spark plug, 9.8 kiloohms. So that would be the same reading that I have through the ignition coil, and that's still good because that's connected to one side of the coil, and that's connected to the other side of the coil. So that wire's fine. So I've currently got a set of points on order because that was $14 and the condenser was like $20, which is a lot. But we're going to try and replace the points first because, and by my thought, that's probably the thing that's more likely to be bad. I did check continuity on the points as well. Can't really show it to you while holding the dang thing, but hooked one side up over here on the side of the points while they were closed, and another one over here, and it was like 0.08 ohms. So there's electricity's getting through there, so that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can maybe open the points and see if I can figure out how to test them that way, just to see if something's not grounding. Just been sitting here for about 10 minutes trying to figure out how I can determine continuity within here and whether or not there's a short. I'm no electro magician, so this requires the big think hat on my part. Seems to be that the points are working because the impedance changes whenever I open and close the points. It's not a lot, but it does change. Don't really know how to test this wire. I guess I can disconnect both ends, and then I guess touch one end to a lead and then touch the other end to the body, and see if anything goes through it. And if it does, then there must be a break. My thought is the break's probably somewhere right here, because this has a metal wrapped, cotton wrapped piece of copper wire in it, so there's always a possibility that this is frayed somewhere and it's making contact. But I have to pull the case and the flywheel off again to be able to check that. But I guess that's what I gotta do to be able to figure out if there's something wrong with that guy. I mean, I don't really have another way to check the whether or not these insulators are working correctly. I mean, they seem to be. I don't really see anything obvious that's shorting it out. I don't know if this housing is supposed to be grounded or what. I'm guessing no. I think the only thing that has to be... I keep pointing the damn camera up. I think the only thing that has to be grounded is this doohickey right here. And there's a cardstock buffer right there. And there's another one right there. And this guy's still there. And I guess I just gotta look around and see if it's shorting out somewhere, because that would complete the circuit and bypass the points, which would then mean the condenser wouldn't work and the spark plug wouldn't fire. And it could be that I'm only getting one or two sparks because it does something somewhere, and then the short, opens up, and then it's just bypassing continuously. I don't know. I'm gonna keep poking around to see if I can figure something out, but I have no idea what I'm doing, so I can't say I'll make any meaningful discoveries. Well, the flywheel's back off, and we're testing on this thing, and I think I may have found a problem. So I've got the red lead jammed up here in the spark plug, and here's the little insulated nut that the points wire and the other side of the coil sit in. And it's sitting on a little asbestos washer, and when I connect the black lead to that, nothing. So that's good. That insulation is working. Now let's say I connect it to the coil over here, 9.8 kiloohms. Or if I connect it down here, 9.8 kiloohms. So it's showing that the coil circuit is good there. And if I connect it right here to this guy, 13 million ohms. So there isn't perfect resistance. So this wire is shorted out somewhere, and it's given some amount of voltage is passing through this thing. So look at that. It's almost like a capacitor, but it's not, because it goes down to 14 and it stops. And I've got the points open right now. I'm going to try and close them and see if anything changes. Alright, points are closed. Hook this bad boy up. Nope, still about the same. And that's not hooked up to the condenser. Let's just touch it to the condenser and see what it does. Whoop. There's the condenser. And that's just showing the circuit back to the coil. Right there. Touch it to the other side of the points. Once again, back to the condenser. Or no, back to the coil. Why is it doing that? Oh yeah, because I'm connected up to there and that's touching that to ground. That's why. So yeah, it looks like that wire is shorted somewhere. Somewhere in all of this. So I guess we'll just bypass that. I'll have to pull this off the side. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's that wire being shorted. And I mean, all that is a wire. So yeah, should be easy. I got plenty of wires. I'll just replace on that. And we'll see if that fixes the problem. Because, that shouldn't be doing that. Let's see, like, if I jam this sucker up here in the points, touch this, look at that, yeah. This jammed in one side of the points. That wire is disconnected. This wire is disconnected. I should be getting nothing. And we got voltage going. So it's that wire. That's the problem. Not the points, not the condenser, not the ignition coil, not the spark plug, not the spark plug wire. This little son of a bitch right here. Alright. So I'm going to work on that, and we'll see if that fixes the problem. I mean, well, I'll also do the points when they show up too, just because I already bought them. So might as well. Well, got this guy off of here finally. I had to pull the whole points and condenser housing off. And yeah, there's just a big hole into the crankcase. I don't know why I didn't think that was going to be the case, but there is. So that was a bit terrifying because there's all this, dust everywhere. But I got that back in. This really wanted to fight. It was sticking right there on this valve cover. That's how you look at the valve springs and all that jazz and mess with that. And I'm hoping I never have to do that. But yeah, just came on out. This is like some probably 8 or 10 gauge wire, and we're gonna find a replacement. And it looks like someone's been in here before because these seem to be fairly modern to me. I don't think they had those in the 50s. And, factory, I think they do something better than, clamps. But, yeah. I'm just going to replace that wire and snake it down through this hole and up through here. And hopefully that'll be the end of it. I hope, please. Alright, so here's what I came up with to replace it. So, found a slightly higher gauge wire. Cut pretty much the exact length. I think I made it about a ½ inch, maybe an inch longer. And put a couple more eyelets on it, and we're going to swap that out. And hopefully this, rubber insulation will hold up better than this, like, weird metal-wrapped cotton insulation. And with that, we've got the the points wire replaced. So we've confirmed that that is in fact insulated. This bad boy has the correct impedance. We have continuity between both sides of the coil. We have continuity between the points and all this jazz, and we've replaced this wire, and then we're going to replace the points when that comes in, and then we're going to try and run this son of a bitch again. And if it doesn't run after that, we're going to replace the condenser. And if it doesn't run after that, then I don't know what the hell the problem is, because I would have replaced the entire ignition system at that point. And, yeah, I'll be completely at a loss. Alright, new points are here. So, we're going to bust into this bad boy. If I can figure out depth perception. And we're going to see about replacing them points. It doesn't look like this comes with all the insulators I was hoping it would come with. So we'll have to look at those, and we may have to come up with a solution. I may just use some of the filter material I got for the fuel filter. Say filter? Gasket material I got for the fuel filter to do that. Or we'll probably just leave it initially. So insulators can't really go too wrong. Yeah, it doesn't have one of these, which I was hoping it would. But it's got all of that, so we'll get to fixing on it. Alright, so I tried to replace the points and condenser, but I cannot for the life of me get this fucking arm off. I pulled the spring, pulled the nut that was on it. I tried prying on it from 5 different angles, and this thing will not budge. It is just, as you can see, it's locked onto that shaft. I don't know if it's rusted in place or what, if it's glued on or something, but it ain't coming off. So it's just gonna have to live there, cause I can't make a move. And I can't find anything online to show me how to make it come off. I'm confident it's not threaded on. It's just got to be locked on there, and I'm going to break something if I keep working at this. I did find that the points and condensers was set up wrong. And it may have been that this bolt here was shorting this arm out, and that may have been why we were losing spark. Because this guy is supposed to be riding up here on that screw, and if you noticed before, it was not. So I think this arm was contacting this screw down here, and I think it was arcing out through the body rather than through the points. Because it was gapped to like 50 thou, and then after I noticed that and changed everything, so I've got this re-gap to 20 thou. And I'm just going to put it right back together and see if anything happens. I don't know. And if not, we're going to try and figure out how to get this off, because I need to be very, very careful about getting this off so I don't break any of this body housing. But I don't have a tiny slide hammer, so I can't make any promises. Alright, so we have spark again. I confirmed it. I got orange spark with the crank rope. And putting the drill back over here, if it doesn't decide to fuck up on me again. We have spark. I have spark every single rotation now. It wasn't really looking like it was showing up there on camera, but there is spark. It's kind of weak, it's kind of red, but that's just because we're at low RPM with the drill. So something we did, either adjusting the points or replacing that wire, fixed it. I think. Something. I don't know. It's been so damn spotty. So, I think we'll try this again. Not tonight, but later this week. I'm going to come out here and try this again, just to make sure. I'm going to do this one more time, just to confirm that we still have spark and it hasn't left me again. Seems to be brightest on that first impulse. I think that's just my imagination. But it was definitely brighter with the rope. It was orange with the rope, but you know, I had much higher RPM, probably double that. It's okay. We got Spark. Spark is back. So now we just need to make it do the thing engines do. Alrighty. Fuel's on. Choke is on. Carb is loose. Air is unclean. We got Spark back. We have a dog. We're gonna make something happen. And scare the dog. Promising. Ooh, smells like burnt gas. Choke off. Best yet. Yep.
It's running out of gas.
What? It's got plenty of gas.
Just saying.
Okay, yeah, so she just needed air. That's with the choke all the way open. There's fire coming out this thing, and chunks going into my arm.
Fire.
Yeah.
Flames or well, coming out of that thing.
Yeah, coming right out the exhaust into my arm. Let's try that again, but with more pizzazz. It's air fuel mixture, that's for certain. If I can get the thing to idle, I can set the carb. We definitely have vacuum. Whew, hot damn, that's definitely 8 horsepower. I could feel the flames coming out.
I guess it needs a muffler.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to spend $20 on a muffler until I knew the motor ran. It needs an air cleaner too. That probably helped with some of that intake. Whew. I call this sumbitch a success.
Yeah.
Only took like $120 worth of fucking parts. A month of my life. But to make the fire come out. Alright, it's been like 30 minutes, but now it's dark as dicks. Ran it till the flywheel came off. Well, not quite. I was running it, trying to get it idle so I could see if it needed adjustment. And then I saw the flywheel sort of go woo and just sort of back off about half an inch. And so I hit the kill switch over there and shut her down. And then I looked and it looked fine. And I pulled on it and it didn't come off. Said, okay, that's weird. We'll try this one more time, and then we'll go check the torque on the flywheel. So then I started her up again, and she was starting to idle, and she was going real good, and then she just stopped dead. But it was going, whir, and I looked over here, and the flywheel was just spinning on the axle, and I'm like, oh hell, I lost a connecting rod. So I went over there, and I was reaching for the emergency shutoff, and then the flywheel, I saw it catch the threads and go zoop, zip right back on, hit home, and then she coughed one more time and blew a bunch of gas out right as I was pressing the emergency stop. And so so we got that back off, and I got that torque wrench, which goes up to 150 foot-pounds, and we maxed her out on there, so she better not fucking come off again, and if she does, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Fucking weld it on or something. If only I knew how to weld. We'll put some red Loctite on it or something if it becomes a problem again. But I was only doing like 60 foot-pounds before, so now we're doing 150, which I think is the actual torque spec. It was either 145 or 55, couldn't quite tell. So yeah, but we got it. I don't got it quite idling right. Don't have the carburetor figured out, but that just takes time, and a flywheel that's on. So let me know down in the comments what you want me to do with this thing. I have absolutely no plans other than maybe revive the generator it was attached to and try and recouple it. Yeah, I see me make a lawnmower out of it, outboard motor, tractor. These used to be used on little tiny tractors. That's my thought. Except I don't know how to weld, and I'm not that mechanically inclined and or have that much money to buy parts to build a tractor. But we can think of something. Run a cement mixer, can make noise, put a big giant blade on it, cut wood. I don't fucking know. The world's your oyster. Post some shit down below, and I'll make sure to laugh at you. Alright, till next time. Time out.